Hey everyone, I'd like to thank you all for coming today, especially family and friends. There's a big gathering today and I thank you all. It's a proud moment in my life to put on the red and green jumper, and for me today to announce my retirement is something that I'm happy about, and I'm proud of what I've achieved in the game.
Halfway through the year, start getting them thoughts and the feeling inside yourself that, I'm willing to do this at another year, go up and down emotions in your body and your head. I just made the decision to move on and start the next chapter of my life, and it was a choice that had to be made.
Sorry, it's been a really tough 10 years for South, and I think that I really mean it, that if Nathan and Sutto and some of the guys hadn't stuck at the time, I'm not sure we'd be today.
It was a really tough one, and it was just that we had a premiership winning team that year, and and we had so many quality players.
It would have been very hard for him, given what he had done for the club and given to the club, to lose his spot within the team.
At the time, you just have these young superstars. I remember trying to mark up against Dylan Walker at training and just thinking to myself, this kid's snapping at my heels and it's not too long before he's going to be taking my spot. It's just a reality. Father Time is undefeated against everybody. The guy got us through some very tough periods, and he made other people around him better, and he gave a lot of other people belief, and he was there during them army sessions in the pre-season, and he was there when we were running hills in the pre-season and doing these tough sessions. In the end, it is what it is. Not everyone has that fairy tale ending, but he will always be remembered as one of the best players to ever play for this club, and that should never be taken away from him.
I loved every opportunity I had the chance to put on that Rabbitohs jersey. As a young kid, that was my biggest dream, to actually go through that and live that dream and achieve it. Couldn't be more proud of what I've done, and it's something that I can look back on and be happy about, and tick that off my bucket list, my dream.
Personally, something I'll probably look back on when I'm retired, and probably soak it in then, but I'm just soaking in the win tonight.
And it's understandable why. Now it's come away from Sutton and gone back to Merritt. And Merritt gets it back to Sam Burgess, who gets it away. Nathan Merritt scores. Nathan Merritt does something that's quite familiar to him.
Johnson, the proud Rabbitoh himself, the local junior who has waited so long for this moment.
That's history. Tio is over. He's gone through the air like Superman.
Unstoppable!
It's a fantastic story for many people.
Let's do this!
When we looked at 2012 and 13, one of the things that we needed was speed.
That meeting when I spoke about Keith, he took me out to the juniors, and I went and spoke to the young kids about where they were training and how they were training, and Keith sort of mentioned there's a couple of special ones down there. Obviously AJ was one of those.
Came through all the grades as a South junior, played for Lapa's Panthers. It was just one training session down at Lapa, and this film crew came down and said, we're looking for a kid to be in an ad. Happened to get to play young GI. I was 14 at the time, and I remember meeting him. He goes, you'll fill out, I was skinny as you once. And I think eventually 2014 it finally got brought up, and I just tested him to see if he remembered, and he went, oh yeah, of course I remember.
I didn't really until he said something to me coming into pre-season. I went back and had a look, and you can see it's actually him. He's just a skinnier kid.
It was obviously a tough decision to make because I had one hell of a great winger in Mera, but AJ was just flying.
Madge called me into his office and just goes, oh, what do you think about playing first grade this week. Oh yeah, I think I'm ready. Yeah, I'll play. Like, hey, do you want to play me, sort of thing? And he's just like, well, you're going to play this week. And I just, all of a sudden, just got the biggest smile on my face. And obviously ANZAC Day, the game. Singing the national anthem, and I'm just huddled up with the boys, and the boys are singing next to me, and I just looking at the ground and just couldn't open my mouth. I was just still thinking, and like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't think I'm ready. What's happening? And
we are underway with the boot of Bryson Goodwin.
Brisbane at that time had a gun side, and playing up there on ANZAC doesn't get much better. You know, we just had a mission, just go up there and do our job, get in, get out.
To Reynolds with a little kick. He thinks he's found his target, has he? I think he has. Alex Johnston, has he scored?
Yeah, I think it was my first or second touch I was able to score, and all the nerves just went, and I settled into the game.
And what a debut.
Season's about moments. You're winning little battles around the game, and that's what creates the bigger moment at the end. Benny Barber had no choice but to chip and chase because of what our defence was doing previous. It's like effortless, right? Being in that state of mind where it's just all calm, things slow down, you're in a trance.
And he gets around 1, 2, 3, 4, Greg Inglis, and he's still going. This mighty fullback for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Will he go the distance? Greg Inglis at Suncorp Stadium. Yes, he will. What a try. Greg Inglis, you superstar.
I just started following him and didn't know what was going to come of it.
I just tried to keep up with him, and he's kept taking off to the corner.
Just watching him streak away, I was like, bro, this is hectic. I claim a part in that try because I escorted someone on the way through.
If he'd have got tackled, I would have had to run 80 metres to catch up to the player, so I was pretty happy that he fended off about 20 blocks.
Would have only, a handful of players throughout the history of our game that could come up with that, and lucky enough to see him do it on a couple of occasions.
Here at Suncorp Stadium, and Luke Burgess knocks it on.
The thing is, Madge was able to timeline what's going to happen. So if he's seen one thing goes, oh, here we go, I think they're going to score here, and they'll score. I'll fucking do it.
They go the short side through McCulloch. McCulloch improperly puts the boot to ball. Inglis drops it. Is that a try to Brisbane? Hodges, beautiful ball to Morant. Get across the line and he'll be held up. Oh, what? He looked like he got there, did he? Bit of push and shove. Been nice and intense this game, all South Sydney, then all Brisbane. It is 16 points to 14. Oh, bounces back into the Broncos' arms. And Corey Oates has dropped it. They say it's stolen, do they? A penalty the way of Brisbane. Gillett goes the big dummy and runs himself. And he scored a try.
Suncorp Stadium was one of my most favourite places to play.
So South now have the same opportunity. George Burgess, Peter! He scored an amazing try! Bang! Crash, bang, wallop, George! Is it Reynolds? Adam Reynolds is through. He has Barber to beat. So there's only 2 points, and now it's Ben Hunt, his opposite number. Maguire gets it to Hunt. Hunt puts the kick through. It's a try for Jack Reed, is it?
I think someone tried to jam Greggy mostly.
They trail by 6. It's Coruscant to Sutton. Sutton to Inglis. Inglis, and that's a try to Coruscant a dummy half. Oh, throws it to no one. Oh, the ball's loose and it's in the hands of Brisbane. But he's lost it. Chris McQueen now charging through the centre of the field.
Some of the things that were happening in that game were incredible.
And Barber, both back, goes to Hunt. He has the crack, it's charged down one. Big throw, Burgess, and Burgess is still going. Oh, that is a strip, it's got to be, and a penalty. Will he have a kick out of Reynolds? Will he have a goal kick here to win the game? No, they take the quick touch. Oh, he's lost it. Corey Parker's offside. Oh, they get a penalty closer, right in front, just not right in front, just left of the upright, say 10 metres. Gripping contest at Suncorp. He strikes it. Adam Reynolds, and he's kicked it. South Sydney 28, the Broncos 26. first choice would be to look to regain possession. Here it is. Who's jumping? Jack Reed.
Oh, he's kicked it into touch.
They'll get the feed into the scrum.
They sure will. There's under a minute remaining. The Broncos hurry their way to pack. They got out in front. The crowd near 45,000. Park has lost it. It's still alive with Brisbane. It's all gone back. It's in the hand of Hodges. Hodges to Vito. Oh, he's taken into touch. South Sydney have won an amazing contest on Anzac Day.
I think we just got away with that win. We didn't even play our best footy.
What were you thinking when you got that ball?
Oh, I was thinking something didn't cramp up, so I didn't pull up. But in the end, it's one of those things that just open up, and I got there in the end just.
Dylan, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on your season thus far.
It is the 11th head-to-head meeting between the Gold Coast Titans and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Oh, here they go, some space in the net. Go for South Sydney.
I knew Sommy would be there to back me up and just sort of get that try, hopefully.
Do you have a roving commission?
Yeah, I like to roam a little bit. I don't like to stick to one side of the edge just because I want to get involved, and that's sort of what I've tried to base my game around.
That roaming sort of role is just something that I wanted to do. Because I play right centre, I like to carry the ball in the left hand because I grew up on the left a lot. I used to just like skipping across, and I'd always just fish around and just sort of pop up on something. If there was nothing doing, I'd just go.
It was something big that Madge wanted out of the back five. Linking up, I didn't think it clicked until that game.
6 to go, and they're not going to need the 6 because they've got points. Support on the outside, that's number 4 for the Rabbits. Number 3 for Dylan Walker. Smith have had success so far tonight. And open space. Alex Johnston looking for a double. Doesn't have the speed, but might have the power. Walker, number 4. He can't be denied this one.
I like to go roaming, as you said before, and with Kirisomi on the other edge, he just so happens to turn up every time that I'm roaming around that edge. So it's a good little combination that me and Somi sort of have together.
He looks to turn around. He's wrapped up, and that is how we finish.
When we play the Titans in the Gold Coast, Madge threw it up to the team like, do you just want to go out and have a beer?
Yeah, Sammy was in one of his moods, so he was not letting anyone go out.
The boys themselves had to learn a fair bit about what we actually have to give up to go to where we want to get to, and that was a moment in time where it was another opportunity for them to grow as a group, and decide which way they wanted to go. We had the senior squad, but we also had this group of people underneath.
What I'm wearing right now, or what Chris is wearing, what would you call that?
Training kit.
No, is it a singlet or a vest?
Singlet.
Singlet?
Singlet.
You can even get an insight into where we train. This is where we train, boys. Come down here.
I was working hard in the pre-season to try and cement my spot. We had the Charity Shield. Just felt something go in my foot that game. I had to have a boot for nearly 3 months, but I worked my ass off, and I was just really motivated to not make up but give to the team.
Round 11, Toyota Monday Night Football. Thomas Burgess. His first appearance for South Sydney this season. Sam Burgess hitting a hole and scoring. Ready a good one, allows McInnes to get the ball away for Dylan Walker, supported on the outside. There's the pass, well taken by Kirisomi. Ovar, who races away.
That was it then. I think I stayed in for the rest of the year.
Game of touch football for the Sharks. Ranganitha, he doesn't pass. He has the last carry. And at the end of 80 minutes, it is South Sydney 18, too good for Cronulla 0.
South's going along really well at the moment. You've been close the last couple of years. What gives you confidence that this year the team is ready to go that next step?
debuted in 2009 against the Penrith Panthers. The first thing I did as a Rabbitohs NRL player was penalty. I definitely wasn't a superstar. We had plenty of those. Very much just a workhorse, do the crap work that no one wanted to do. And
Dave Tyrrell picks himself up off the ground now. That's a special effort. Kids at home, don't put your head in front.
Exactly. The boys played well. Everyone pulled together pretty good. Felt pretty comfortable out there. You know, looking probably to get a bit more fitness into me and see how the rest of the year goes.
But he is such a workhorse, so Superman.
All right, let's fly in straight into some Superman questions. Everyone knows that Dave's a big Superman fan. Was that a Superman effort that beat Luke Keary over that 30-metre sprint a couple of weeks ago?
I probably went a bit easy on him, actually.
Superman has been a thing since I was a little kid, and what he stands for is, you know, loyalty, doing the right thing.
Russell had his first Superman movie come out. Tiz was like adamant he was going to meet Henry Cavill, and Tiz was like a kid in a candy store.
What's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Did your nipples get hard when you met him?
Mate, I got excited. He gave me a little bit of a mention up the front and a high five on the way back to his seat, so I was pretty excited. I haven't washed his hand yet.
He even wore a Superman shirt under his suit that we wore to the movie. He took a pair of glasses with him.
I'm pretty sure I J'd him up to get the Superman tat. He's got some horrible stars on his arm. Have you seen them things? Oh, awful.
But Tiz, myself and probably McQueen, it'd be a luck of the draw if we were going to be in the team or not. But we'd be in the gym wondering who was going to be in the team, who was going to be out, who was going to be on the bench, who was going to be starting. But that's how close we were. There was no animosity between us. It was proud for each other to get a crack.
Traditionally, they didn't really want George and Tom on at the same time.
Yeah, George started a lot and I came off the bench, and
Madge didn't like us both starting for some reason.
I suppose having George and Tom on at the same time is probably a different dynamic to having Clarkie and I at the same time.
Bring George off and they'd be like, geez, we get rid of one of them and the other one comes on, and it sort of worked for us.
They're taking 4 or 5 guys to get them down, whereas Clarkie and I probably 1 or 2, but we're a bit quicker and more agile and probably just play a different role, basically.
Now get ready for the reception for the Rabbitohs. Out they come on what is a fine night in Perth.
We had a bit of a regular sort of game over in Perth there, which we were able to handle the travel pretty well.
Johnson out the back, they sweep right, Tompkins beautiful, Hurrell's got it, Fuzz it to and out for the corner, what a leap for the corner as he got there. That's out to the centre field and through they go, Matongi has exploded through, he's got Johnson, and Johnson's got speed, we know that.
I was just feeling good about my game that night. I remember, like, I just running around and felt like I belonged.
Here goes the kid, he's got speed, Walker's over halfway, he's doing Sutton, short pass and through, the gap goes.
It was a mental challenge as well, because we had lots of players get injured at that game.
Rabbitohs in possession, the control, hang on, high shot here on Burgess. It is Inglis, Inglis is down, hang on Souths and hang on Queensland. Greg Inglis, right leg. In accidental fashion again has claimed another victim here. He's in enormous pain. Maybe, well, he's holding the elbow, dislocated elbow there, Bryson Goodwin.
Simon Mannering, he went through on some shapes.
Mannering scores again.
Tried to come around, hit the top of his head and break my thumb. Troy Thompson come around and he goes, what happened? I go, no, I think I broke my thumb. It started to sag and it wasn't well. And then he's like, mate, there's no one on the bench that can cover the fullback. I was like, oh, look, I'll tough it out, see how far I can go.
Brilliant defence, South Sydney. Sutton goes inside and look at this. Dylan Walker, he's so good. I love him. Dylan Walker, he's a little ripper.
That sort of brought it back into 2 points. It was just started to feel like, oh, we've got the momentum.
There's an opportunity right outside. Reynolds nose up. Tackle score. Rabbitohs are in front.
Jason Clark got knocked out.
In the state of Jason Clark, he will be taken from the field and tested.
Both teams, by the way, still have 3 interchanges left. But he's off to the dressing room now as Tyrrell rushes back out there. Playing for the penalty. You get a litre of milk out of that. Oh, there goes Tyrrell! Dave Tyrrell scores only the 3rd try of his career.
Yeah, that was cool for Superman. He doesn't score much, so Big Dave.
Even when I scored the second one, it must have been Sutto in my face screaming at me. I was like, yeah, mate, relax.
I was a winger,
slash centre fullback, but played most of my time on the wing at that point, and I'd never scored 2 tries.
They made line break down the sideline, and fuck, this Connie was barnstorming. He just ran over people, and that was that fullback, and I remember he eyed me out, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And then he got up, blew the kiss, what he always used to do, but then he went down and winced, and I was like, yeah, at least I had a crack. Yeah.
What a second half of football. After the Warriors had led at the break and then skipped clear early in the second.
Up until that point, that was probably the best footy game I played in the NRL.
Yeah, the players just wanted to stay out there for each other. They're the moments that you look back on and go, well, we've got something pretty special going on here.
I was talking about this S on the front of the jumpers. That's the Man of Steel Superman jersey, and another innovation from the Gladiator.
When I left South and finished my career, Russell actually sent me a message saying, I only thought of the Superman jerseys because of you. I have all the Superman jerseys. One of them's framed in my son's bedroom, so it'd be a nice little present for him when he's older.
Changes that Michael Maguire would have wanted at the start of the year, but for the injury to Luke Keary, who comes in at 5'8".
The team, we were struggling, right? We were bumming along.
Brought in all the leadership group on the Monday morning, goes, what happened? And they're like, yeah, we went out. How did I goes, if you fucking boys don't win this weekend, it's going to be all shackles off.
I remember going to Para.
I wasn't having the best game that game. And
remember that week we went to Canberra and he goes, I'm going to play Renault the first half, you're going to come and play the second half. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? Like, Adam Reynolds was like the guy for that team.
Everyone finished training, but Lottie was still working on his extras. Like, he could be sitting in the corner just catching kicks. He'd grab, a young half like Keary.
We didn't really have to work too hard to sort of be a part of a team, and now I'm on the other side.
Aaron GF the year before, Brett Stewart, Jamie Lyon, Cherry Evans, Kieran, they had everyone. We felt like we had to take it from them.
South shouldering up.
And if someone in this squad could play your villain, if you are Superman, who would that person be?
It might be you because you're a bit of an unbeliever. You don't know what's out there, King. It could be anything.
I would have said Nathan Peets.
Yeah, well, me and him have some good arguments at times. Yeah,
some humdingers, really. What about that one a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I got him.
Got him. Superman beat him that day. And if you were Superman, what would be your kryptonite?
Probably lollies, mate. I have a really soft spot for lollies, and I really work hard on not going overboard on it these days.
Nice.